Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to talk about a few other things that are going on as well, but I got to start with this. Someone want to take a stab at why XRP is doing more volume on Bitstamp than USDT and Bitcoin. And CryptoLou pointed out, Bitstamp is an ODL corridor. But I see XRP doing more volume on other exchanges as well, more than Bitcoin, all the time. Because I think a lot of people are starting to position themselves for XRP taking off. Even Bitcoin maxis are starting to shift towards XRP. They want to make sure that they make that money. Everybody knows this XRP is going to have a massive run up. It's just a matter of time. Ripple stating the payments platform has increased to more than 80 countries. You know, it's country after country. Ripple rails set up inside. And once XRP goes live on all of those rails, you better be holding XRP when that happens. And that time is definitely coming. Mission accomplished. Revolut finally gets its long-awaited UK banking license. The most valuable fintech in Europe just announced that the Prudential Regulation Authority had given its approval with certain restrictions. Revolut can hold only £50,000 of total customer deposits. Customers will remain with its Financial Conduct Authority approved e-money entity until a full UK bank launches. The next phase in Revolut's journey in the UK begins today. And Revolut is also a Ripple partner. Stixie73 pointed this out to me earlier today. This is something that's going to grow and expand, and it's going to bring value year over year. And most likely they will also utilize RippleNet and XRP as well. This comes from Peter Schiff. The only reason Trump supports Bitcoin is to get contributions and votes from the crypto community. He's not worried that by supporting Bitcoin, he'll lose support from no-coiners. So it's a political no-brainer. But any promise to make Bitcoin a reserve asset won't be kept. And I even said, I've been saying this all along, Trump likes USD, not Bitcoin. And he knows what BlackRock knows since him and Larry Fink are close. BlackRock is in crypto for utility, and it also helps Trump because XRP can strengthen the US dollar through fast, cheap, and secure payments as well as on-demand liquidity. This is what it's all about, strengthening the dollar. Trump likes dollars. Whatever promises he makes about Bitcoin, they're not going to be kept. They're not going to make Bitcoin a reserve asset. I see this every single day. It's just not going to happen. But Trump does know what Ripple and XRP is. Remember those meetings back in 2018. The Bank of Canada published a paper on the role of public money in the digital age, arguing the need for a CBDC. You knew this was coming. It makes a strong case. It identifies three current trends that threaten the current monetary system. Digitalization in general, the declining use of cash, increased demand for crypto assets and stablecoins. Surprisingly, in Canada, there is neither an obligation on banks to distribute cash nor on merchants to accept it. The other thing that they're worried about is that people will accept other countries' CBDC instead of accepting the Canadian CBDC at some point as well. But they're always going to give you reasons why they need a CBDC. Like I always told you, CBDC technology is great in the right hands. In the wrong hands, you become a slave to the system. Tether's gold-backed AUSDT barely minted since its launch a month ago. So they're saying it's an embarrassing statistics don't end there, despite its claim of a very useful and innovative combination for users who want to engage in digital transactions, payments, and remittances with the currency that feels familiar to the US dollar. CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap agree that over the last 24 hours, a mere $34 of AUSDT has been transacted. But remember when they were talking about that gold-backed Tether? Everybody thought, oh, that's it. Tether's going to absolutely blast off from here. And here it's just not going to happen. I think people are losing faith in Tether, honestly. They realize it's backed by nothing. U.S. Federal Reserve hits $1 trillion in unrealized losses. How do you unrealize $1 trillion? How do you not know those losses are happening all along the way? And just wait until the Federal Reserve collapse narrative shows up. Remember, that liquidity crisis is not going away. It is just being delayed. Eventually, they will need XRP to fix that massive liquidity crisis. And it turns out the United Nations is rolling out its own digital currency to replace the US dollar. Interestingly, the UN is the parent organization of the World Bank, which has already designated the use of XRP and XLM for the new monetary framework. Take a listen to this.
The United Nations has been using the climate change to justify no single country can possibly deal with this. It's going to take a coordinated effort by one major, overall government. So they've been pushing this one world government idea. There's a more sinister element to this that I was talking to somebody, and they apparently, it's not in the major press, but United Nations has created their own digital currency. They are planning that will replace the dollar as a reserve currency. And why? Mainly because the sanctions that they put on Russia have actually destroyed the world economy.
And I think that new one world currency could be Ripple's new stablecoin, Real USD. But either way, and no matter how this plays out, they're still going to need a bridge currency, XRP. They will also utilize XLM as well. But that's the push. They've been pushing for one world government all along, one world currency, one world citizen. It's all part of that whole great reset idea. Breaking, Wall Street shill pushes CBDC. Wait, that's not actually news. Take a listen to Elizabeth Warren on how she wants to give the Fed control over crypto and stablecoins.
So, in theory, a digital currency issued and backed by a central bank could provide the advantages of cryptocurrency without those risks. The Federal Reserve, a trusted institution, could provide a digital version of cash to the public that is secure, stable, and accepted everywhere.
Put it this way, anybody who thinks keeping the Fed around is a good idea is not somebody that I am ever going to vote for. And again, they want that CBDC here in the United States. It was being worked on behind the scenes while everybody was distracted for years now. I think it goes all the way back to 2018. I think that's when they first started working on it. I think it was happening behind closed doors, even when Trump was in office back then and meeting with Ripple. I think everything was already in motion towards a U.S. digital dollar. After tremendous community pressure, Senator Roger Marshall, MD, has withdrawn his support for the crypto ban bill, S2669. This is a massive victory for our community. It's incredibly rare for a senator to back away from their own bill. We only have one more Republican to go, so Senator Elizabeth Warren can't claim bipartisan support. Lindsey Graham, it's time to step up. And no politician should back this bill. If anything, these politicians should come together and work on crypto regulations. So crypto has a clear path forward here in the United States. This way, innovation doesn't leave the U.S. The debt clock. Imagine a world without the Fed. The new USA dollar. It's elemental. I thought that was great. And you see gold and silver. But, you know, that's what we need. If you got rid of the Fed, things would turn around. If you got rid of the IRS, things would turn around. You know, people would rebuild this country if they weren't taxed every step of the way. People would remodel their house, they'd reinvest in other houses, and the real estate would just absolutely be fantastic in the United States. And then beyond that, people would be out buying things. Right now, people are just suffering because they're taxed to death and the Fed is screwing us all along the way. More bank failures are coming and loans will be impossible to get. So have cash and gold ready or you'll be wiped out along with what's left of the middle class. XRP was always the long-term game and will be the solution to the global liquidity crisis. More U.S. regional bank failures may be coming. Get caught up. They've been warning you this is coming all along the way. Yet people continue to save their money in the bank. Everybody thinks like the bank is never going to fail until it fails. And, you know, the banks are not a safe place to store your money anymore. And look at this. Talk about wiping out the middle class. So did anyone else see that you can take $1,000 withdrawal from your 401k penalty free to fix your car? They're panicking, folks. This must be bad. So they're saying for any other emergency personal expenses, you could take $1,000 out of your 401k with no penalties at all. Remember, they came after your savings account through inflation. Inflation is not going away. And now they want you to tap into your retirement fund. I am not a fan of 401ks at all. I would rather invest all my money into crypto. But that's just me. I think 401ks are a scam. They come with penalties. And at the end of the day, you end up not making the type of money on your retirement that you thought you would. Because guess what? A lot of that goes to taxes as well. But they want to wipe out your retirement. They already came for your savings. They already have people living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt all around the country. This is part of the Great Reset as well. They only want two classes of people, the very rich and the very poor. And they're going to control the poor through CBDC, digital ID, and UBI, Universal Basic Income. So anybody that stays poor or that ends up being poor because they get wiped out because they're not invested in anything, they will be controlled by the elites in the future. That's the whole idea of the Great Reset. It has nothing to do with climate or anything else. That's just all bullshit. That's what they force people into believing. Oh, this is good for you. It's good for the climate. But at the end of the day, it's all part of them stealing from you and enslaving you at the same time. Break away from that. Get invested into something that's going to give you massive gains. Something like XRP, XLM, XDC, QNT, HBAR, these utility-driven cryptocurrencies that are also going to be part of the new financial system. If you get rich before this happens, you can break away from the CBDC system and definitely the universal basic income system. They don't test things around the world unless they plan on implementing those things later. And we already see UBI testing being done even here in the United States as well. Everything that you see happening is global at this point. We are all in this together. But like I always tell you, stay patient, stay positive, so we can get rich together. with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.